Hey everybody, welcome on in. It's About Face August. About Face Recruit. That's right. We are going into About Face August. And wow, this is going to be an incredible Leo season. And we're already deep into the Leo season. We truly, truly are. So it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. I'm glad you guys are here. I see you all loading in the chat there. As you know, I had to also get out my Leo oak. And I brought out this beautiful heart, Jasper. And always, because of, the being a triple Scorpio, I've got to have a Scorpio on the board. Anyway, we'll jump into those cards here a little bit later. But first, welcome. So what I've done, if you'd like to just kind of settle in with me and take a nice deep cleansing breath, and I am going to use, these are my ostrich feathers, and the ostrich medicine says be limble, but be tall and proud. And it's also like Leo, right? The Leo is the kind of energy that is prideful and wants those accolades, is big on the heart exchange, sometimes a little needy, sometimes takes it a little far, but we all do. Every sign has a lower and a higher frequency, right? So yeah, I'm just giving you some of that beautiful smudge there. Hi everybody on TikTok. Please double tap the screen if you would. We are going to talk about the Leo new moon, and we're going to do some cards at the end for a collective read. If you are new here, I'm Chanda Sparkles, intuitive evolutionary astrologer, death doula minister, galactic shaman activator, sound activator practitioner, and grid keeper. I did a little bit. I was called to go out to the beach. I'm on Padre Island, Texas. I've lived over here for, oh my gosh, almost 10 years now. And I was called to go to the beach today and do some grounding with my dragon rose quartz wand. I had some pictures that I posted. If you're here on YouTube, remember I have a community page here, and I try to post everything in the community tab that I post over on Facebook, and I'm posting multiple times a day. I try to put out the energies just so that you kind of can keep up, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we're into it's about face August. Leo new moon. The moon is currently in Gemini, waning right now, and about to be heading on in to Cancer, So we're going to have a little bit of an emotional week. We'll go over the week ahead astrology so that you can kind of have a day-to-day plan as to what you can expect as we lead up to the Leo new moon. Mercury is retrograde right at the same time, within hours of this Leo new moon apex. So we're in what I call Mercury. Well, lots of astrologers call this, but I like to call it Mercury retro shade. Because isn't it interesting how during the shade period, sometimes more intensities tend to come up with communications. Ghosts from the past popping up. new energy showing up that feel familiar. This has been a big one. A lot of pain going on with this past week. I had quite a bit of family issues this past week that I had to contend with, but it's all my own stuff. It's all my own stuff. It's all of my having to learn that as you rise in frequency, as you expand the heart consciousness, and that's what we're in Leo season for, is to expand heart consciousness. You're going to see some folks just not be able to go on that journey with you. But it's an amazing thing when someone steps in and says, hey, hold on, because it's often like if other folks fall away, new people show up, or people that show up in your life are very familiar to you, even though you've never met them. It's like a soul union, right? So, like, for instance, oh my God, my angel assistant, Angela Trevino. She's here in Corpus. She's been here helping me for about a couple of years. And she's just wonderful. She lost her mom and her dad when she was very young. Was raised by a horrific foster family. And I'm not going to go deep into her stuff, but I'm giving you an example, and I know she doesn't mind because I love her like she's my daughter. And she's just stepped in to fill that role that I needed and she needed, right? So it's an example of how, even though I love my own daughter, she's not wanting to be part of my journey right now. And that's okay too. I have to love her exactly where she's at. She has to experience her soul's journey just like I have to experience mine. And that's okay. And we'll come together at another time. Not a big deal. It felt like a big fucking deal, though. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, but we get through it, and we realize that our journey is all through the oneness, higher consciousness, but we all have different threads. And those threads we are weaving together to create a beautiful tapestry built from the heart, fixed fire, passion, creativity. How much creation? This is create like a child. You can look at Leo as like the teenager, okay? The older teenager, not the grade school. The grade school is Gemini. But this is like the soul's evolutionary process has gotten to the point of teenage years. And what do teenagers do? They discover all their puberty, right? So think about that. Think about all that you had to go through that transition. And think about how you just wanted to explore, invent, create, experience, from that child heart. And really, with Chiron being involved in multiple ways, with the North Node and the South Node, North Node is in Aries. The node is the collective, fate's projection, future, where we're headed, experiencing new ego, becoming a new self inside of Aries. And then the South Node is what we're learning from, how we're learning to transmute the energies. How can we improve upon these energies without leaving them totally behind? Libra is about relationship, and how I deal with justice, what's fair to me, what's fair to you, how do we make this balance, that kind of thing. So with that said, that's going to be the opener. I am doing my absolute best. I see many of you jumping in on the chat. Remember, we're broadcasting live on Facebook and a few places on Facebook. And then we're also here on YouTube and then on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, please double tap the screen for me. If you're here, just please double tap the screen so that I can keep this live stream going over here. I'd really appreciate it. So anyway, and if you're on TikTok and you want to come over and you want to see the chart, you want to see the cards, you want to see, I'm about to show, I'm like a teacher. I have a lot of Sagittarius in my first house. So I'm going to show about the ancient Hindu god Varuna, because he is a dwarf planet in the astrology, and he is conjoined to this new moon, this new beginning in Leo. So we're going to learn a little bit about the Hindu god Varuna. Yes, yes. So I have stuff that I'm going to be showing over here. My Astrology YouTube is in the bio if you want to see everything on the screen, or just hang out here. There's a lot of intel that's going to come through in this next hour. Okay? If you're just joining us, stick around because there's a lot. I am a conscious channeler. I have been a seer since birth, and I've been awake since birth. And I see the world very differently, but many of you that are here, you see the world just like me, because you wouldn't be attracted to my tribe. You wouldn't be attracted to this frequency. We wouldn't be a part of the team light. Just like Rion of Unite the Collective always says on his YouTube, by the way, go check him out. He's amazing. Dear brother of mine. And we've done a lot of soul growth together in dream time here recently. He was teaching me how to go through the 13th dimension. We were going through all of these different layers, and he was like, just go up. I'm like, I'm trying. It was crazy. Anyway, I digress. Dreams are still off the hook because Neptune is at 29 degrees, the very last degree of the zodiac. So therefore, Neptune rules our dreams. Dreams are going to be crazy. They're going to be lucid. It's just going to be that way for a while. People keep asking, when is this going to change? It's not. You do. You change. You shift. You're the one that's taking on more of your crystalline light body because we're becoming homo luminous instead of homo sapien. And as you rise in your frequency, as you expand your consciousness, as you learn, you grow and evolve through your highest self, your God spark, your oversoul, your creator, that's all within you, you're going to blossom. Okay. Right now we're gonna, this whole month, because of Mercury retrograde happening in Virgo, because of Venus about to move into Virgo, it's almost like this is going to be a Virgo-esque practical day-to-day. What are you doing with your practical day-to-day? Okay. What are you doing to expand practical money matters and relationship matters? How can you make your relationships work in a better way? You know, all of these things are going to be addressed this coming month. I am not going over the entire month ahead, but I will tell you the middle of the month is cray. It is just off the hook. From the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, up until the full moon on the 19th in Aquarius. And I would even probably throw in the 20th when the moon conjoins Saturn. It's just insane. And we are in the middle of the galactic new year, the blue rhythmic storm. So it's all about the next year, from now until next year in Leo season. It's about how are you connecting through the blue source light, and how are you creating a rhythm with yourself and with others. New rhythms coming in and out. Paying attention to sound healing, sound frequency, the frequency of our voice prior to ever coming onto this live stream. I do quite a bit of work. If you're new here, I sit in the I have a 7-foot 4-sided Russian pyramid over here that catapults me, and I just code everything I say to activate you, to expand the crystalline light body, mind, body, spirit. Okay, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, and physical body. That's a 4-body system. You have 4-body system. Always keep them in check. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're feeling off with your head, like people have been having a lot of head pressures, well, we're having solar flares out the wazoo. We had an X flare 2 days ago, and then we had another almost X flare that followed that. And we've had a lot of high M class flares. And then the coronal mass ejection, the CME, which that comes in and it raises our planet's energy. So like it creates like a electromagnetic energy all around the geomagnetic field. Therefore, it affects us. You can feel stiffness. People have been having stomach issues. People have been having heart issues, heart palpitations, feeling tightness in the chest. Now, I am no doctor whatsoever. So if you're feeling that and you need to go to the doctor. But I will say these are some of the symptoms. Breakouts, like my skin has been a little bit wonky this past week because I have such sensitive skin. I was out in the sun. I got a sunburn just this morning, and I was out in the sun for, I don't know, 45 minutes on the beach. So it is what it is, though. I received the codes. I received the light. You know, it's about receiving those light codes and really knowing when you put your feet to the ground and you're grounding yourself, that you're receiving what you need, that your physical body, see, your highest self, your God spark, your oversoul knows a hell of a lot more than you do. So trust that, you know. Don't doubt when your heart is speaking. If there's any other time, we should be doing this all the time, but if there's any other time, it is now to use the heart mind, because Mercury is slowing down to go retrograde. You might as well just consider Mercury, you know, he's took a vacation right now, and he's not like, communications are going to be mixed. Okay. Signals may get mixed. Double check all documents, text, anything of importance. You want to double, triple check. I always say double, triple check, because people are not going to hear, even though you're speaking. And I'm saying, like, just if I'm saying to you, you know, I really wish that you would try this way instead of that way. Or like, for instance, I was doing a chart for my dear sister, Donna Owens. Okay. Doing a chart. And she and I had discussed this. And she said, no, honey, it's AM. And I was like, okay. So I put it for AM. Then she came back. She goes, no, I told you it was PM. I literally, and I'd already double checked it. I still had it wrong. So I had to go back and recorrect everything with the RE. Review, recorrect, readjust. A lot of it readjusting going on for this month. A lot of that. But it's in order for the long-term plan, because Virgo is about practicality, planning for the future. And we got a lot of shake, rattle, and roll when you've got Uranus and Saturn involved. So breathe, 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 breathe. Let it go. All right. Real quick, we are doing a giveaway. If you have not heard Sandra McGillis, she has a YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. All of her information is in the description below. She is the wonderful sponsor. Please go check out her website. Please go check out her videos. She's a master Virgo. I ain't even kidding. She's a 29-degree Virgo sun sign. And there's a whole bunch more with a Saturn in her first house. She's a master. Please go check her out. She's giving away a $145 advanced Reiki, zone technique, past life regression session. I hit it on the nail this time. Oh my gosh. I can't even believe I did it. I tried to say that over and over and over, and it would always come out wonky. So I'm also throwing in a sage bundle with a Jasper red rock from Idaho. That's one of my personal collection. So there's a little sage, Palo Santo, Callalunda, which is like for heart expansion. And I put 3 in there because 3 is a big number for this time frame for birthing. 3 is also a number of Pisces. Okay. So, and I feel a lot of Piscean energy because we have Saturn speaking directly to this new moon. So we're gonna check that out. We also have these wonderful dragon earrings that we'll be giving away in that bundle. And then we're also going to give away the Dragon Oracle. There you go. And finally, no, I'm just kidding. I can't give away I did bring this to activate you though. I can't give away this baby. Look at this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So much love in this sun code. But do you see this part here? This blue here? Yeah. That's your galactic blue rhythmic storm for the galactic Mayan calendar right there. Activation. There you go. Galactic blue rhythmic storm. And I love how it has that pop of red in there for the fire of Leo. So that one's staying on the board today. And I also wanted to activate you with the oak, the mighty lion oak. Okay. The mighty lion oak. So some of you are in the southern hemisphere, New Zealanders, Australians, Africans. Okay. So I know it gets cold. I know it's cold and you're bundled up over there. So just sit, get you a piece of wood and just sit with your wood inside with your bare feet, maybe by the fire. Okay. And ground that way. You don't have to be outside to ground. You can claim it that you're grounded all the time. Right now, in no shit, Temahai. You claim that you're always grounded because you're the one creating all of this. You looking at me, speaking to you, I am you, you see. Everything we're speaking to you, if you showed up here either now or on the replay, you needed to hear all this information because your highest self said, hey, that sparkle lady, she's going to be speaking to you from us. We're talking to you. The galactics, the ancestors, your soul family. Yeah, they all come through. That's no shit. So let's get going. That's just a little bit. Don't forget to smudge your shit. Don't forget to smudge. Smudge, smudge, smudge. Please smudge yourself. Make sure that you're smudging yourself. It's very important with these kind of energies. And if you got like Palo Santo, cedar, or maybe you can't deal with maybe you don't like the smoke and you're allergic to it, get you a spray. Holy water, put a few drops of Palo Santo essential oil, spray it around. Put it in your floors. We're about to have the first of the month. Don't forget to say rabbit, rabbit. Rabbit, rabbit, my friends. Make sure that you're rabbit, rabbit for good luck on the first of the month. And then also cinnamon on the door, front and back. I like to put cinnamon and lavender just because it soothes and it protects. Just get you some cinnamon spray in some, I do it with holy water, but you could do it with regular water, and then just wipe it all down. Also, you can cinnamon your mop water. And if any of y'all is mopping your floors without cleaning your mop out when you're done, shame on you, because you just cleaned all your floors and then you're going to leave all that nastiness off in your mop. And then you need to be bleaching your mop to clean it at least every couple months. Do you see the Virgo in me is coming out? Do you see what I'm doing here? So I channel whatever energy is coming through because we have Mercury going retrograde in Virgo. We have Venus almost entered Virgo. So we're about to really feeling this Virgo-esque as we're finishing it on up the heart expansion. It's time to get practical. It's time to get your ass moving. It's time to get detailed. If you need to take a nap, that's absolutely all right. I took an hour nap today, but I got up early and I went and did some exercise and I took care of business. I took care of things. And then I was like, oh, I have an hour. I'll lay down and take a little nap. And I didn't sleep the whole time, but I laid there with my eyes closed and just rested. And now I'm here and I'm okay with that. It's all good, right? So if you are here on, hi everybody on TikTok, I see you. If you're here on TikTok, please double tap the screen. If you'd like to share, I would really appreciate it. I do need to turn the AC. Hold on, everybody. It's freaking hot as Hades up in here. Speaking of Hades, 8-8. You won't believe it, but okay, on the day of the LG, because y'all know I don't like to say the LG, but on the day of, get this, It is actually Uranus conjoined Algol is going on, like for real. It's crazy. I don't know why this AC wants to keep stopping. I don't like it when it happens like that. Anyway, so yeah, you're like, okay, here's the calendar for the month. Woo, you get a little bit of a, do you see the big X going through 8? So that moon is going to be opposite Uranus and Algol, the demon star, on 8/8. Also, the moon is going to be harmoniously trining Pluto on 8/8. Pluto is Hades, lord of the underworld, for those of you that didn't know. So I wouldn't fuck around with 8/8 at all. Just saying. Because, and okay, and I can hear you. That's the other thing. I can psychically hear you, especially those of you that do participate in the 8/8. But I also want you to realize, infinity loop, do you want to continuously have someone looping and siphoning your energy? You know, 8/8 is aligned with a Draco demon star. I have provided multiple points of proof, even Lionsgate history. I've got 2 videos on my YouTube channel. Go check them out. I've shown you on the screen. I think I went over like 10 different things that shows you exactly how that date every single year is aligned with a Draco reptilian hive star. Not to say there's not some really nice reptilians in this world. I happen to be one. Okay. I came back to make it right this time instead of, be all horrible and sucking all your energy. But I'm just saying, it's not a day that I would play with. I wouldn't play with the day before, and I wouldn't play with the day after. I would give it some time to move on about. I would be doing my Leo new moon on the 5th and the 6th. Maybe the 6th, really, because that gives you 24 hours after a dark moon. You're not supposed to be practicing on a dark moon anyway. It's a dark moon. Now, if you're working on banishment work, maybe you need to get rid of like a dirty disease that's within the body. Maybe you can do that. Or you're wanting to banish the ex from calling you anymore. You can do that too. Although I don't work in banishment work, I believe that we should just all use the light, use love, the blue source light. The blue light has been coming through for me. As you might have seen on multiple of my pictures, I've had the blue light coming through for a while now, many, many years. So the true blue source light, as Julie Severin would say, God, I love that woman. Just be aware that if you choose to play, you may choose to pay. All right, so let's see who is all here in the chat. Hello, Karen. Yay, I'm glad you're here. Kelly Wood, you were a rock star moderator. Thank you so much. I cannot say thank you to you. And Donna Lewis. Yes, thank you, Donna. You're awesome. Thank you for being here. The mods are there to answer questions. They're there to help me keep me on point, but they're also there to, hello, Susan. Hi, so glad that you're here from New Zealand. Remember, everybody, even if you're a regular in the Sparkle Tribe, please make sure that you put where you're from so everybody kind of has an idea. It's always good for me. Also, hello there, my dear, Walking Crow. Aho, my brother. He's got some of the most amazing drums, and that sacred drum medicine is for real. I gotta, you cracked me the heck up because he was like, do you vomit in your food? I was like, oh my gosh, because you're not supposed to pick this up and blow on it because you don't want to put your own energy off on this, And I'm going to say, in a hurry. Sometimes I have done that, and I was like, oh, he's so right. I need to quit doing that, because sometimes I forget. I just forget to bring out my ostrich feathers. But thank you, Walking Crow, for reminding me to not do that. Thank you. So credit where credit is due, my brother. Okay, so I see many of you here loading in the chat. Doris, Desley. Hi, Desley. So glad you're here. Robin's here. Lynn is here. Kelly Wood. Deborah. Hi, Deborah. Yes, 2 different Deborahs in the house. Yay, yay, yay. Loving on the trees. That's right. There's Tammy Lynn, my dear Canadian sister. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, cinnamon's great. Use cinnamon. Okay, Jimmy Lynn is here. Okay, she's your galactic guru, giving you the galactic intel of the day every single morning on Facebook and YouTube. So you definitely want to go check out Jamie Lynn, expanding her heart consciousness. She's really showing up. This is the other thing. It's Leo season. It's time for you to show up. Are you showing up? It's time to show up. It's time to show out. You know, Leo likes to be the star. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some weird, crazy celebrity stuff going on. We always do during this time period. But it's also about well-deserved accolades. Like, you know, you've done a good job, and a Leo wants to hear how good of a job they've done. You know, and sometimes it sucks when you know you've done good, but nobody says shit. So be mindful of the people around you. They may have a Leo moon or a Leo rising, you know, or a Leo Mercury. They think like a Leo. Be mindful about really paying attention to what others are doing. This is about the other as well, because it's a fated week, and we're dealing with the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra. So lots of relationships beginning, relationships ending, and getting down to the brass ass tacks of how this new wheel, you know, because we're stepping into this new cycle, how this new wheel is going to turn for you and for the other, you see. All right, so Jess Black is here. What's up, my darling? Jess up in Chicago. Yay. Okay, cool. Kelsey, thank you. And that's the other thing. When you guys pop in, if you need to go, it's always cool. Come back to the replay. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and you comment. If you do not comment on the YouTube replay, you will not get in for the drawing, which is $200 value with Sandra McGillis, okay? So you definitely want to make sure you comment. You got that? All right, let's go. The first thing that I want to do is I'm going to remove these banners. And I want to read to you real quick. It's a very short one. I want to read to you what the Chandra, the inside degrees, the Chandra symbol is of this new moon that's happening at 13 degrees. Okay, the Chandra symbol for the new moon happening at 13 degrees in dramatic new moon Leo, in the dramatic new moon of Leo. But this is going to be practical drama, okay? Because we're pulling in a lot of that Virgo earth energy, even though it's real passionate, bold, and charismatic, right? So it's kind of like both. So remember, as you go through the month, about face, August. It's okay to turn around and go the other direction on things if you're guided to. You know, it's okay if you have to about face multiple times. If you have to go back and then go back again and go back again, it's okay. We're all doing it. We're all in this Leo heart expansion all together as one, my loves. Okay, here we go. That is the book, if you'd like to take a picture of it. All right, here we go. So these symbols are psychic umbrella energies that you can download into your light body, and they can come and activate. What stands out for you is for you. What doesn't is not. Take it or leave it with all of it. This is a general reading. I'll repeat. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, this is my light side. This is my night side. A lot of light side Lyran beings in the house, so I've pulled the Lyrans cards. I've got this one funny Lyran whose name is Leroy. Okay. And Leroy likes to show up like he's like this old discotheque type looking 70s Lyran. That's the only way I can describe it. And he's very like, hey, baby, are you going to tell him that? Do. He's a really interesting character. Okay. I got it. Yes, it's a general. I got it. I told him. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Take a deep breath in, please. On the in-breath, you invite the light of blue source rhythmic storm. And release. Blowing out all trauma, drama, any fragmented energy you may holding in your field, so you may receive this. The title of Leo 13 degrees is a man painting scenes on a ceiling. Got that? It's a man painting scenes on a ceiling. Inspired soul gifts. You are endowed with a great wealth of talent and inspired ability. The natural artist, visionary, and attuner. Attuner, how are you attuning your vessel to the energy field? Everything flows. Huge scope, bigger than life. Issues of ego. Can the self be selfless? Can the self be selfless? Raw vitality, raw. Rawr. Leroy's tripping me out. Raw vitality, virtuoso performance. This calls for a ripening and a deepening to be fulfilled. When still, bold, and wild, you experience great struggle against constraints. There's a little tension. Yeah, there's a little tension. Let me say that again. When still bold and wild, you experience great struggle against constraints. When clear and steady, when you're doing your everyday spiritual practice and you're making sure and clearing your field in the morning and at night, all of the things, there are no limitations on what can come through. The prototype for the future. You're visioning your future. Giving the whole picture in its glory. Giving the whole picture in its glory. Leo is glorious, creative, optimistic. But Leo is also determined, and it's a fixed sign. Okay, so fixed signs sustain the energy, but often have a hard time with change. So that is a man painting scenes on a ceiling. When you paint a scene on a ceiling, pretty sure it's not going to go anywhere for a while, especially if you can think about like it's a Sistine Chapel and you're painting a big old huge, Michelangelo or something like that, right? So you're painting your scene right now. What brush are you going to choose? What are you going to paint? How is your future? And what is the vision that you are sustaining through fiery creative abilities? Okay. Knowing that there could be a little edginess. It could be challenging. Absolutely. But you must become clear. You must flush all the toxins and the heavy metals and the BS from your body. You know, you must exercise. You got to move the body. You know, this is so important. So I hope that that helped you just to kind of have an overview. So now what I want to do is I want to pop over here. A man painting scenes on a ceiling. Kelly Woods got it right there. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. I really, really do. Deborah Toth says, painting my reality. Yes. And remember, it's all about the tools. What tools are you using to paint your reality? Please double tap this screen. Hi, everybody on TikTok. If you want to see everything on the board, like the cards, the astrology chart, everything is on the YouTube. Come on over. Link in the bio. All right, so let's go to here. Yep, Jamie Lynn said it right there. Oneness in higher consciousness. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I will also share that, but I'm not going to put the LG energy out there. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's keep moving. Now, what I want to do is we're going to look at just a little bit of intel on the god of sky, ocean, and water. The ancient Hindu god. We're not going to read this whole thing, but just to show you a little bit of information, I'd like to also, as I speak in honor and respect to the Hindu god, I would also like to just do a clearing with the heart chakra bowl. That is the heart chakra F bowl. And honor the god of the sky, the oceans, the waters, the rivers, so he can assist with these fires that we have going on. You know, we really want to pay attention when we're doing all of it. And I'm doing a very low, slow bowl here so that is steady rain to come and help distinguish these fires that are happening, because it's quite a bit, sustaining the waters, you know. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and add this. No, that's not it. Hold on. Right there. Okay, move me over here. So in early Hinduism, Varuna was one of the most important gods. He presided over various domains and had many jurisdictions. He was the god of sky and a water god, which meant he also ruled over the celestial ocean. So like the Milky Way, you know, he presided over, you know, we can call upon this god to connect in with our starseed brothers and sisters, our higher galactic, okay? And all the waters that surround, so like all of the celestial waters that surround the world. Varuna was considered to be Asuras in early Vedic times. In the earliest Hindu scriptures, there were two kinds of celestial beings, the Asuras and the Vedas. Among the Asuras, the deities of the son of Aditi were benevolent. So he was a benevolent deity, okay? And the sons of Davanas and Danu were malevolent. Varuna was the leader of the deities. I hope that I'm not like totally butchering this. I apologize. I wanted to come down here. Nope, this is the one I want right here. So he's often like the sky god Uranus. And Uranus is a big player this year. This is a very Uranian year, as Uranus is in Taurus, which rules our physical body, our finances, our money, our wealth, our stocks, our commodities, how we exchange money, different types of money, you know, all of it. And Uranus is in there, which is like crypto, okay? And it's like futuristic technology, out of this world, advanced technologies. You know, it is the AI. So you can kind of like, if you know all about Uranus, you can kind of say, oh, okay, so that's a little similar to the god of Urana. Varuna. Sorry, I'm dyslexic, so sometimes I read backwards. Varuna is the god of the sky as well as the celestial ocean that surrounds the earth, okay? The Milky Way. They have both descended from the earlier common Indo-European deity as suggested by famous sociologists. Okay, here we go. No, that's not the one I want. Keep going. No, where is it at? No. Here it is. Varuna comes in various forms, not always anthropomorphic. He usually is shown as a fiery white figure seated on a mythical creature called Mercury. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you because I have pictures up here that I'm going to show you in just a second. There has been a great speculation about what Mercury might actually be. Some say it's a crocodile. Others say it's a dolphin-like creature. Others speculate that it's a beast with legs of an antelope and a tail of the fish. So this is also speaking of Capricorn. He's kind of like the goddess, the sea goat, the flying sea goat, the ascended Capricorn. Sometimes traveling by chariot drawn by 7 swans. I mean, there's just all these different myths that go with this. You can look this up and check this out yourself, but I just wanted to show you some of the Lord Varuna also has certain powers that make him seem more mysterious, obscure than other Vedic gods. Varuna has dominion over various kinds of natural phenomena as the god of sky and water. Thus, he can bring the rain, control the weather, provide clean water, and direct and redirect. Mercury retrograde, redirect the rivers. Okay, so we can pray to him to help us with the weathers, you know, and how the rivers flow, and so like maybe if you have your rivers run dry, you know, pull this god Varuna in. And I want to pop back over here to this page just in case some of you are just now loading in and didn't get to see it. And I'll show you a couple of pictures. So here is him on a great big, like this is him being the sky god of the water. Okay. All right. That's one of them. And then here's this one. Isn't that cool? See, he's on the crocodile there, and he always is depicted with multiple arms, and he holds a snake. For some reason, they have him holding a trident here. I didn't read that he held a trident, but I'm guessing he did. Kind of like Poseidon. But this is my favorite. This is my favorite one of him because he's like, you know, the god that we call upon for the sea of the cosmos. And I really see him this way. This is my favorite. And he's an alchemist. See, he's got the earth, stone, and the fire. So it's kind of like reminds me of the temperance here. So anyway, that is the god conjoined to this new moon in Leo. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the chart. Excuse me, I need a little drink. Hi everybody on TikTok, please double tap this screen. Come join us over at Chenda Sparkles Astrology on YouTube if you want to see the chart. We're about to start the chart. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. I see everybody in there. Hi Soleil, how are you doing? Hi Ron. Okay, remember all of your chats come through. If you're on Facebook, please come over to YouTube. But it's okay if you're here on Facebook. It's totally cool. But don't forget to like this video. While I'm transitioning over, minimize me and go like the video, please. That's how you can support me. Okay, so now we're going to go. I want to get this out of here, get that out of here, and I want to look at this chart. All righty, my friends. I'm going to move myself over here. I think I'm going to make me smaller now, if it'll work. There it goes. Okay. So what I have here is I have pulled up, I want that back. Where'd it go? Give me that back. I have pulled up a list here. This shows you the dignities and the horary. You don't need to understand all of that specifically, but it kind of helps you to understand where we're at. So we have, oh, I need my epic pen. I hope everybody's been having a good week. Hope everything has been going groovy in your life. Let me know in the comments how things are showing up in your life as Mercury is retrograde. Okay. So this is what I want you to look at. On the day of this Leo new moon, August the 4th, Sunday, 6:13 a.m. Okay, so really, we're starting to get into that dark moon really by Thursday night. All right, so really understand during the dark moon, you don't want to be charging crystals or doing water or doing any manifestation work or anything like that. You want to wait 24 hours until after the new moon has apexed and then go for it. Do it all then. But I wanted to show you guys over here. So it's happening on the day of Saturn, and Saturn is discipline, structure, blocks, restrictions, and Saturn can be challenging for us, right? And it's happening during the hour of Mars. Okay, so Mars is aggression, war, passions. It can be creativity, but it's also, you know what I'm saying? So, and Mars is conjoined to Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter is in Gemini for a whole year. He's now at 15 degrees. He's going to go retrograde, but this is the thing. When Mars and Jupiter come together in the middle of the month, it could be explosive optimism, overdoing it too much. It's just all too much. And so what I'm trying to get at here is I want you to see here, okay? During this, so every new moon or full moon or whatever kind of event we're having, maybe it's just like a major conjunction or something, that's like a stamp. That's like an overlaying energy that we're going to be dealing with for that cycle until we get to the next one, okay? So we're working within all of these different cycles, right? Whenever you consider that it is also, okay, so here is Venus fast, Mars fast, Jupiter fast. These are all hauling ass. But Saturn, retrograde. Uranus, hauling ass, fast. Neptune, retro. Pluto, retro. Chiron, retro. Okay, and we don't count the nodes because they're always retro. And then right here, I have added Varuna to the mix, and he's hauling ass. So, and he's a dwarf planet, okay? So here it is right here, all of them. So we got this nice stellium. It also happens to be, and I didn't add it onto the chart, that Vestal, the Virgin, Vesta, the eternal flame, is also right there with Leo. So it's like that's also coming into play on, maybe even your chastity, for women or men, are you going to give it up to that new person? All of that stuff is coming into play, but I wanted to just show you that part of this. And then I want to go back over here to this other chart so that you can have a little more familiarity, because I wanted you to really understand it's either really fast or it's really slow. And so it's kind of like this push and pull, this energy of, oh, I really want to go at this, but then I got to stop. This is the time of the year. this last half of the year is when you're going to find restrictions and blocks and having to start over and having to do it again. Just be used to it. Just be used to it. When you come back here, I'll be like, okay, it's go time. I'll let you know many days and many months in advance when it's time for real super go time. But it doesn't mean you can't create. It doesn't mean you can't move forward. Just know you chose the last half of the year to create and move forward in a time that there may be some blocks and restrictions. You may be taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You may be having to about face August. Please double tap the screen. Thank you, TikTok. I appreciate it. You may have to, and that's just the way it is. But Leo, he don't want to do that. Leo energy wants to enjoy. Leo energy is all about the enjoyment, going out, having fun, playing with children, going to the movies, going to the park, playing some bowling, going out and seeing a live concert, really just letting loose and enjoying ourselves. Leo is a very dependable, hardworking sign. That's for sure. Okay. And they're genius, but they are all about the self. They more relate to my heart frequency, my energy field, right? So with this new moon being with this God Varuna, with the water and the sky, how can you embolden yourself? And how can you look at yourself and say, hey, what role am I playing in my life? Just like Shakespeare, right? Life is but a stage. So what role am I playing in my life? And how would I like to practically make some shifts and changes? Because there's change, inevitable change. And it's already probably here for most of you. You probably had something come in the past 2 weeks. It's like, holy shit, this is over. Or holy shit, this is beginning. And now what do I do? Slow down. Mars and Jupiter. Okay, here's Mars and Jupiter right here. Uh-oh. We lost our pin, didn't we? Hold on. There it is. All right. Mars and Jupiter are moving together. They're going to come together, but they're together pretty much this entire month. Even afterwards, they're still conjoined for a little bit. Probably towards 22nd, when we have the sun move into Virgo, it'll start backing off. So they're speaking in a sextile over to the stellium with the moon, and that's 12 degrees and 34 minutes. So we round up, which means 13 minutes. And what is 13? That is the number of Pisces. Okay, so this is, I will create with you. I will partner with you. And it's about I vision. What do I envision as my role in this situation? Jupiter and Mars, you're talking about war, power, and aggression versus optimism, the grand scheme of things, the big picture coming together in communicative Gemini. So this is about how are you speaking yourself into existence on the grand stage of your life. When you look into the mirror, what are you seeing? And when you look in the mirror, do you see in yourself what you want to see in others? Because whatever energy frequency that you're whatever energy frequency you're holding in with inside yourself, that's what's going to show up in that other person that you're attracting magnetically. Because that's the other thing is Jupiter is very magnetic. So is Leo. Leo is the star on the stage, charismatic, they are not shy to put it out there. They're not shy to speak their mind. They're not shy to be direct. You want to look and see on your birth chart what house this Leo moon is activating for you. And in that, so like for me, it's activating my 10th house of home, or my 10th house of work. You know, what am I doing? How am I showing up in the world? What is my legacy? What is the ancestry? You know, how, please double tap the screen, guys. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. How are you showing up? Romance. I haven't even spoken about the romance. You know, Mercury and Venus are pretty much moving together. You know, they're crossing and moving together. So let's look here. So here's Mercury and Venus. At the time of this new moon, Venus is going to be at the very last degree. Very last degree. 29 is called the anaretic degree. That is the most intense degree. It's an accumulation of all of the degrees, 0 to 29, 30 degrees in an entire sign, in that entire piece of that pie. And it also is saying, hey, I'm about to move on in here to Virgo. And all of this drama around your money, your finances, your relationships, you've got to get disciplined and practical. You've got to get disciplined and practical. And this is faded. Whatever is coming through for you during this next couple of weeks is faded. Trust it. Whether it's good or not, trust it. Because here's the other thing. We have Saturn over here. See, here's Saturn in Pisces in a square, okay, over to Jupiter. The Saturn, Jupiter, and it's going to square Mars. Yes. When this is not easy. This is that middle of the month stuff, okay? But we're already feeling it. 18 degrees, 15 degrees. That Saturn Jupiter square is they're going to have a dance for a long while. That's not going to be because they're going to end up going retrograde and they're going to come back and forth and you have to have 9 degrees. So they're going to be talking to each other. Saturn is restriction, discipline. You must do this the right way. And are you in Saturn in Pisces is where is your faith? You know, what about the soul? You know, are you paying attention? And he really wants us to work over how we work through our spirituality. That's what this is all about. It's about, I coined it last year, bringing spirit into matter, making it very real. Saturn makes it very real in your face. Very, very real. And when he's in a square is a challenging aspect. It's tension. It's like pulling on a tightrope, pulling on it, and it just doesn't want to snap. It doesn't want to give. You know, it's just like, eh. So I like squares because they make us move, they make us grow, they push us to be our best, right? In that square, and then this sextile happening, and then also look at this. Strong sextile and a strong trine. Those are very positive aspects to the North Node in Aries and the South Node with Black Moon Lilith in Libra. North and South karmic node of fate as an evolutionary astrologer, I always say is very important. It's one of the main important things that you need to learn in your own personal birth chart. Okay? See this? And it's also speaking directly to Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Pluto, the underworld. All right? So I feel like most of these alignments in this chart are overall saying there's big changes. There's big faded things, long-term faded things coming in. Are you paying attention to the details? You don't want to get sucked down that hole into Hades with Pluto in Aquarius. I'm calling Pluto the AI Lord of the Underworld at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Yeah, that came through. That was pretty good. That's good stuff. Hey there on TikTok, please double tap the screen. Thank you. Oh, that's so great. That's so great. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just going to go over the week ahead calendar. The main message of this Leo new moon is this is a faded time. There's some really beautiful positive aspects if you're stepping up into your role and questioning your role and understanding that Mercury is just about to go retrograde. Okay? He goes retrograde 2 hours later. Is it 2 hours? Yeah, just about 2 hours later, he goes retrograde after this. Well, no, wait, hold on. My bad. It's like 8 hours later. Still. You know what I'm saying? They're all bundled up there. And remember, the Lord Varuna, the god of sky, oceans, and water. Watch your skies. I saw an amazing, huge cloaked ship in the sky. Was it yesterday or the day before? Right here on my canal. But I've seen a lot of stuff in these skies down here. And if you have eyes to see, you will see them as well. Pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities that the universe is giving you. Remember that not everybody's got to go on this ride with you. And you know, this is a death and rebirth process. We are in this, even though we haven't quite gotten to Scorpio yet, and we're not into fall equinox here in the northern hemisphere. This still has a lot of that same death, rebirth process, and mental energy is off the hook. So your mind may be getting ahead of you, in other words, okay? And with Black Moon Lilith hanging out with Libra, you can promise that there's going to be some demons that you need to slay coming on up right here. Because it's harmoniously trining right up here to this super optimistic, sorry, we've got to go fight this war. It's like taking Mr. Philosophical, happy-go-lucky, Mr. Optimism, Mr. Magnification, you know, it's taking him, and then all of a sudden, like the big bag drill sergeant warrior comes in and says, no, we can't go do all that. We have to go to war. So these are the kind of energies that you'll be dealing with. Remember, it's all about your vision with this moon. 1 is the self. See the 12 right here? 1 is the self. 2 is the vision. The vision for us. Okay? The whole. And what are you painting? What paintbrush? What are your tools? Are you calling upon your archangels? Are you calling upon your galactics? Are you calling upon your assistants? Maybe you're just calling upon your own damn self. That's what I do. It's all through the highest self. And then I got these others that kind of check in with my higher self, and then they come around and say whatever. You know, so okay. It's really not a bad moon. And for Leo season, everybody wants to be playful and fun and joyful, and it's romantic and date and all of that fun stuff. But there's just, sorry, there's some kinks here. There's some edge here. There's some cautions. Even though this is a faded time, and it's time for reinvention, it's time for revolution, and it's time for a reset. And it may be time to about face, because remember, it's about face August. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this calendar, then we're going to do the cards. So anybody who'd like to see the cards, jump on over to the YouTube channel, Chanda Sparkles YouTube. Anybody have any questions thus far? If you have any questions in here, pop them in there, and I'll pop them up on the screen. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for putting that up there. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay. I feel the Lilith in your sign. You're feeling that South Node. And if you're a Libra, my hat's off to you. I'm a Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Rising, Scorpio Mars, but I've got Venus conjoined to Uranus in Libra, and that about raked me over the coals. And now it's conjoining my Pluto, but because that's my ruler, it's actually going to help me along. So South Node transit is not fun. It's not fun, but it's always transformational, and you always come out completely different than the 18-month period when it began, because it's an 18-month cycle. It'll be over next year. Okay, you don't have much longer to go. It's about the vision with the moon. Kelly Wood has it right there. You are correct. What else do we got here? Oh, much healing to you, Robin. Healing to you and your granddaughter. I see you there. All right. Come on back. You can always check out the replay. The timestamps are always in there by the next day. Hi, everybody on TikTok. Thank you for being here, Intuitive Evolutionary Astrologer. If you want to see the cards, we're about to do the week ahead, and then we'll do the cards. Okay. Whew. Gotta get a drink. So, as we're closing out Watch the Waters July, let's reflect for a moment and see how much you saw concerning the waters. Watch the Waters July sure did show up quite a bit in my life. So that's something you want to kind of think about as you're moving into About Face August. And if anybody doesn't know, I was in the Navy. I was a plane captain in the Navy. And About Face, if you've never heard of that for some reason, is how it's a certain step or a way you turn when you're walking in formation, like when you're in boot camp. Okay, so you sometimes have to about face in life, which means you turn completely around 90 degrees and go the different direction. Okay, so you may have to do that with multiple people, places, things, multiple times. That's a big theme for the entire month. Okay, supersonic mental energy, as Mars and Jupiter are in Gemini, traveling together all month. You know, restriction with Saturn, but also optimistic and bold. Sometimes being a little too bold, and getting kind of like, okay, hold on, pull it back, Hoss. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so as we begin the month, we're just going to begin with a faded start, because the nodes are in all kinds of action for the next many days. So with the North Node in Aries, we are creating a new ego. We are focusing on the self. The South Node in Libra, we are learning how to be less codependent, how to be fair, and, I'll not be the doormat. That's been the big theme I've seen, is that don't just do it just to keep the peace, Libras. And it's not just Libras. That affects everybody. So you want to know, okay, I'm an Aries moon, so it's hitting my Aries moon. It's only off by 2 degrees right now, that North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra. So you look in your chart and see where Aries and Libra is. What houses? The houses tell you how. All right. So towards the weekend, you're going to have to really put up with some serious emotional energies, because the moon is going to move into Cancer on Wednesday. The last half of Wednesday. Is it the last half? Hold on. I got to go back to this. Yeah. All day long, Wednesday, it's still going to be in Gemini. Lots of mental energy, a faded week, lots of, you may have had a hard time focusing, but this is a really great time to get a lot of stuff done. Like you can multitask like a beast when Mercury is in Virgo, but it's starting to slow. So that frequency vibrates at a more potency, and our minds, our communications, words, things get off, so you got to be paying extra attention. By Thursday, that's when we're going to have emotional Cancer. But what I like about Cancer is it's a cardinal sign. So it gets things going with emotional integrity. Keeping yourself in emotional integrity is going to be A+ for this entire period. This could, because we have the moon in sextile to Mercury, and a sextile wants you to take action in order to receive, and Mercury is how we speak and how we intellect. So that's happening really early on Thursday. So by Wednesday night into Thursday, you're going to that's a good time to really kind of go within. But if there's any money relations, if there's any values, maybe you're, I've been moving some things around with mine. If you're having to deal with stocks, commodities, values, anything practical, mundane like that, it's probably not the best time to do it. Although if you have to, that would be the day I would do it. Because this is the thing. All week long, we're feeling this huge Venus square Uranus. Venus is our love, money, values, relations. And when it's square, that's tension to Uranus, and you can't predict. Uranus is the future. It is revolution. It is change. It's lightning strikes, and oh my gosh, a third of the world's internet is out. You see what I'm saying? That was completely Uranus. It was so aligned in the astrology. It blew my mind. I was like, this is crazy cool. Not that it was great for all of us, but I'm just saying, as an astrologer, it excited me because it was totally in alignment. But, you might start thinking about things like property and, where you're going to live. This is Cancer, about your home. You might start feeling like I need to go within. I need to kind of chill. I want to cook a nice meal. You want to try because when that Venus square Uranus comes in at early morning, 9:27 Eastern is the time frame here on the calendar, Friday morning. So you're feeling that Wednesday and Thursday. You're really wanting to nurture yourself, protect yourself. This is a dark moon. It's a time of stillness, but it's also a time of action. I wouldn't do any big grand gestures. I would wait and just allow this energy of this moon to play out, being very much that observer, but also staying in that childhood, type of spirit, that your inner child heart. If you have any wounding, Chiron's also involved in these days. You might want to also look and see if there's any inner wounding. Chiron, the wounded healer, often comes up, and it shows us things that really hurt us, like those deep, deep, deep wounds that maybe not even ours. They're attached to your ancestry or whatever, because Cancer is the ancestry, and it's going to be in a trine to Saturn. So it may behoove you to discipline yourself and to kind of have a realignment. Mercury going into retrograde, realign yourself. Remember, this period is all about reflect, adjust, vision. Somebody write it, big letters. Reflect, adjust, vision. If you can just remember those things, those three right there will help you tremendously. Reflect, adjust, vision. If you need to turn around, it's okay. If you need to go a different direction with it, it's okay. And in fact, it's probably best. We're talking about safety versus the self on Saturday. Even though there's some edgy energy because the moon is going to be opposite Pluto before it goes in and it enters Leo. Okay. This is about, I really want you to have fun, but you don't want to try to reinvent the wheel this weekend. You know what I'm saying? We are adjusting ourselves as we're moving through this process. This dark waning moon. Okay. Dark moon. So, and it's, there's just so much going on. There's Pluto, but change is okay. So like there may be some changes that need to be starting to be thought about, but I wouldn't implement the change unless you're like 1,000% positive. And really, truly, honestly, I bet most of us have already had that change come through. Excuse me, I'm channeling, and so my nose runs, and my nose starts running when I start channeling this stuff. So your long-term details may just show up as a surprise on this weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You may end up just like something happens, it's just like faded. And it's a long-term faded decision. But this new moon happening this Sunday, going into next Monday, I want you to be bold. I want you to be charismatic, dynamic. This is about leadership. I'm sure we'll see some pretty bold moves in our leaderships out in the world in the matrix. I'm sure that we're going to see some things going through that, we may even regret some things. Saturn, speaking directly, I wrote, Saturn brings discipline and regrets. Sometimes Saturn shows up to show us something that we're like, shit, I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have been on top of that. I should have done that, blah, blah, blah. Well, don't shit all over yourself. It's not worth it, right? But you could have that energy come up on Saturday, Sunday into Monday. But still realizing it's time to be enthusiastic. It's time to multitask. It's time to be the blue rhythmic storm. Think of the storm, baby. You're the storm. And you're going to do all of this. Think of how far you've already come, my loves. It's so amazing how far we come. And sometimes we just get so wrapped up in our stuff and it's in the everyday stuff, right, that we don't realize to give ourselves a pat on the back to like say, hey, this was really good of me, that I got here. And that is Leo. Leo wants those accolades, right? For a job well done. And if ain't nobody giving you accolades, I am giving it to you right now, my loves. I am giving it to you right now. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, bold, dynamic. Knowing that on Monday, Mercury goes retrograde, that's happening. It's either going to happen late Sunday night or early Monday morning, like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, depending upon where you're at. Of course, if you're on the other side of the world, you know that I'm talking about a day ahead because, you futuristic lovelies in New Zealand and Australia, I know that you're a little bit further up there. You get to get all the knowledge before we do, right? Anyway, so Venus is going to be a bit challenged this week coming up. I'm not going to go deep into it, but Venus is like, there's a lot of challenging energy. Like she's going to be in quincunx to Pluto. She's going to be conjoined with Mercury, who has gone retrograde. Okay. And it's just, there's going to be some challenges as we step through this week. Really going to be this next week. So enjoy the weekend. Take it slow, take it easy, but understand there's mental energy being stimulated out the wazoo right now. And Venus in Virgo is not at her best. Okay, she wants to be in Libra or Taurus. But you can, if you slow down, take it in a practical manner, look at what your day to day, look at your finances, look at how you're budgeting, look at, can you start a side gig? This is a great time to start planning a side gig. It's not a great time to initiate the side gig. You want to wait until after Mercury's retrograde. But I do have one disclaimer to talk about, and then we're going to move on to the collective card reading. One disclaimer about Mercury retrograde is that if you were born with Mercury retrograde in your birth chart, you will tend to do much better during the Mercury retrograde phase. And often we have 4 a year, 4 phases of Mercury retrograde. And travel is involved. You know, like I often like to travel during Mercury retrograde, but I still make sure and maintain my vehicle. I still make sure and check and double check everything before I go, you know, or, you know, and realize, you know, Jupiter being in Gemini, that is, you know, going and traveling across your state, going and, you know, driving 4 or 5 hours to go to a lake or go to the beach or whatever you're doing. Because, you know, we're closing out the summer, right? Like kids are going to start going back to school and all of that is going to start happening here very soon. So it's a good weekend to go and do that. But just know you could have some challenges because Mercury is slowing down. If you don't have Mercury retrograde in your chart, you can normally look up a chart. And if that number, the degree of your Mercury is in red, that means you were born with Mercury retrograde. I was born with Mercury retrograde. I like it. I do pretty good. And I often launch stuff. Like I started changing up this show right when Mercury went into retro shade, which is the degrees before he goes actual stops and turns around and goes back. I launched it literally on the day. Literally. So it's not a bad thing if you got Mercury retrograde. That's my disclaimer. If you are on TikTok, please double tap the screen so I don't have to keep putting a puzzle piece on the screen so it looks like there's somebody here with me. I appreciate it. Okay, let's go. Oh, I gotta show you all the cards. I was about to put them away. All right, here we go. Be the Blue Rhythmic Storm. Yes, Kelly Wood has it. Thank you, Kelly. She said, I removed it so I didn't mess up anyone. Okay, I don't know what that means. Reflect, adjust, vision. Yes, thank you, Karen. Thank you for putting that. Reflect, adjust. Did I say reset? I don't think I said it like that. Reflect, adjust, vision. Thank you. Kelly Wood's got it right. Reflect, adjust, vision. Remember the vision of that painter that's painting the ceiling, a fixed. How are you painting the role you are playing in your life? How are you showing up and being the star of your life? You know, it's about an inward journey until it's an outward one. And we'll be outward. Let me double check. So you'll want to do your new moon intentions, any of your candle work, any of your crystals, stones, all of the new moons. You know, maybe it's a really good time to write a vision board. Or maybe you want to just write some things down or do a bay leaf ritual. Write something on a bay leaf and burn it and let the smoke go to the heavens, right? 6:13 a.m. So by Monday morning, you're in the clear. You know, if you want to, either Monday morning or Tuesday morning would be the optimal time to go ahead and do your Leo new moon intentions. I'm looking at that chart again one last time. Here we go. So we are playing with the Psychic Heart Tarot. Psychic Heart Tarot. Remember, this is just one reading for the collective energy. All of the separate readings for the elements are on separate videos, and those are only offered on YouTube. You'll have to go, and I'll be doing those after this. So they'll be out today, tomorrow, the next day. You'll start seeing them uploading on YouTube. I'll give you a little reminder post on Facebook that they're there. We're also playing with the Black Moon for this Leo new moon because it is a black moon. Let's see. And remember, on the Psychic Tarot, the Psychic Heart Tarot, we're only using, I like to use those just for the, what do you call it? Just the major life event, major arcana cards for those as an oracle, because they're very interesting. And I like to pull those out. Oh, I hope I didn't mess that up. I like to pull those out right when we are getting into Leo season. We're playing with the Lyran deck tonight. We'll play with the Lyrans. And the Celtic Heart. The Celtic Heart Tarot. The Celtic Heart. The Celtic Heart Tarot. Okay. So I'm going to clear. You're going to hear 3 loud sounds. Here we go. Tincture bells, get you some. They're really good to just calm down the energy. They also are an instant connection to your third eye. They also help to decalcify, clear, and cleanse your third eye. And they like to jingle as I set them down, even though I put this nice little mat down there, of course, because it's Mercury retrograde and you can't really trust everything right now. And that's the thing. You know, if you need to get upset, get upset. If you feel like, you know, something's hurt you, allow it. Allow it to be. Because we are really transmuting a lot of energies. We are really igniting the crystalline light body. And this is a serious reset. Don't forget to come back on the YouTube replay and comment so that you get your name in the drawing. You must like and subscribe on the YouTube replay of the video. If you share it out, I'll give you 1 additional entry. All right, so this is for a collective read. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I call upon the guardians and the galactic and the gateway keepers. I call upon the angelics and the ancestors. I call upon the directions, north, south, east, and west. I call upon each of your highest self here in this time or on the replay video to connect with me now, to give the collective read, the collective understandings. What do we need to know for this Leo new moon cycle? Thank you. Ishitemu nai itishitiki. Unashitemu nakai. Ushitemu kai hene. Well, isn't that lovely? We're beginning with the star card. You can see all of the cards on the board. TikTok, come over to Chanda Sparkles YouTube. All right, so I'm going to zoom this in. So the star is a major life event, major arcana card. This is Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy is stepping forward to begin the read for the collective. This is complete faith. Okay. You see, she stands there completely nude, vulnerable, but confident. She knows that she can eternally pour out her pictures and that she will always be fulfilled. The water is her emotion. It's her heart. It's how she handles her waves, of life and how things come in and out, right? And she has the star, you know, the star, she has that, it's like your North Star, like following your North Star, right? She's grounded. She has one foot on the earth plane and one in the higher dimensional plane. And she's always working forward, revolutionizing the next step for the collective. I really feel like this is, as we're stepping forward and traversing ourselves in multiple dimensions, we need to remember to keep our faith, to keep our path cleared, you know? Okay. And I am taking reversals on these collective reads, FYI. So I feel like we need more light here. Let me turn this brightness up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So followed by the death card, deep, dark, transformation, the rebirth process, and then we have the hanged man. That's 3 major life. This is telling me, see, I said it in the astrology. This week and going into about face August is fated as F. Like this is fated events happening, and you've probably already had some fated events that are being triggered. Remember, every trigger is an activation. Every activation is a trigger. It goes both ways. So the challenge here is to release, to surrender, to allow the shedding of the skin. Okay, so you let the Grim Reaper come on in and take it out. See, look at her. She's laying dead on the floor. Okay, but she knows that the light. She knows the light is coming. She knows see him. Look at he's rising them. You know, no longer the constructs of the physicality, being lifted for another day, another consciousness being taken. That's a beautiful thing. The hangman says, hold on, wait, there's patience, because you haven't seen everything. You need to look at this from a different perspective. He hangs himself up there purposely. He does it on purpose so that he can see things from a different perspective. Often thinking he knows it all. Okay, so we have Aquarius, we have Scorpio, and we have, I think this is like Virgo. Sometimes it can be like Taurus, but I've always thought it's the hangman as a very Virgo type-esque energy. And all your wishes, you know, your vision is so important right now. What are you the role that you play, what do you want to vision? What do you want to bring into existence? When you're looking in the mirror, do you see the person that you want to attract? Maybe you're single and you want to attract somebody, or maybe you're just in a partnership. Maybe it's a tribe. Maybe you're trying to attract a group. Maybe you're trying to find more like-minded beings. Wait, there's a deep, dark transformation going on here that's going to require faith, and it's going to require you to literally, like, I have an inversion table. I am not even kidding you when I hang upside down all of the things that come flooding in. Now, I'm not saying you have to go get in an inversion table and hang yourself upside down, but you get the gist of it. It's like literally looking at it from a completely different perspective than you never even realized that you needed to see. Coming in from outside of you, there's some passion, there's some love, there's some romance, there's some creativity, there's a lot of sparks of light, fiery, passionate light coming in, because that is one of the aces. Out of 78 cards in the deck, you got one of the aces. That's pretty cool. I really like it there. Oh my goodness, you got to be kidding me. In the center, we have the 6 of cauldrons. That is the 6 of coins. That is earth energy, grounding in reciprocity. This is all about I give to you, you give to me. We can stay balanced. I have enough money, you have enough money. I have enough goods, you have enough goods. Let's help each other. We'll keep this copacetic, right? As we're going through the transformation of our lives, because we truly are. Yep, kind of wondered if we was gonna have some anxiety stepping in. So we have the Nine of Swords. All right, the Nine of Swords is here. I feel like I've got to move this back just a little so I can see the other ones. There we go. So the Nine of Swords is staying up at night, not being able to sleep, anxiety. It's that mental monkey mind. But I'm going to say, because there are roses, if you haven't seen, there are roses, okay? There are roses being laid at her bedside. This is all in the mind. This is allowing your anxiety, your anxious mind to just rattle you so much that you can't sleep, or you're just overthinking. You know, you see here, he's hung himself upside down and now he's seeing things at another perspective and he's like, holy shit, am I going to be able to do this? You know, it's like, can I actually get this done? The Ten of Swords, you can't make it up. You just can't. Oh gosh, y'all can't see that. Hold on, there we go. So you got the Ten of Swords right after here, the Nine of Swords. So he's laid out. He's dead on the ground. It's over, you know. He worked himself up into a frenzy, and now it's a complete ending. And this is a very sad card to get, because that means it's over. Whatever happened to you in the past is over. I like the Ten of Swords better than I like the Nine of Swords, quite honestly, because the Ten of Swords means you go back to one. You know, it's endings. It's endings. I feel like, okay, so I feel like there was somebody in your past that you thought it was all give and take. Some of you, 20% of you, they said 20%. Leroy, 20%. It's like this weird Lyran energy. And I feel like even though you really tried to see it from their point of view, they didn't see it from yours. So it left you all anxious all the time. But you were needing to keep your faith because you know this is over. You know that's death card. Death card. It's over. You got two major it's over cards here. 20% of you, it's dead. It's already done. The others, I feel like that there's something amazing coming in. There's something amazing, a spark of creativity. It's just the beginning. It's just the, you know, there's always a death to an energy that we're creating, that we're working, that we're molding, that we're seeing, that we're painting on the ceiling. There's always a death before the rebirth. Yes. You have the Law of Attraction card next. Let's get the final card, please. Hot diggity dog. You got the 8. What? Seriously? Hot diggity dog. I don't speak that way. This guy is funny. Okay, so the Ace of Cauldrons. You got the Ace of Cups and you got the Fire. This is a love offer. This is the last card on the board except for the one on the bottom. It's a love offer. You're getting a love offer. But remember, what are seeds? They are beginnings. You've got to water it. You've got to give it attention. You've got to give it contemplation. You have to see it from another perspective, right? It's almost like some of you, all of this worry that you went through, like literally benefited you in the long run. Because now that this shit is over, you're going to law of attract in a whole new reality. A whole new partner. A whole new partner's coming in. Like a celestial mate. Someone more aligned to who you are. Someone that can actually, you know, understand who you are. And get you at more of a soul level, you know. I really feel that that's coming for the collective here. I really, really do. I love that the center card, though, here is the Six of Cauldrons. The Six of Coins is tangible earth energy that you can touch, feel, taste, and smell. And it's about learning to work together. It doesn't matter. All types of people learning to work together. And it's also about giving. Are you giving? Are you being of service? Virgo is about service. It is the service. It rules the military. So we may see more military out there right now. I don't know. But it's about understanding that even though you're anxious, even though you haven't gotten all of the answers, even though you're having to like maybe take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you know, expand and then retract, expand and retract, you're learning, you're evolving, you're going. And there are 2 aces on this board. Out of 78 cards, there's only 4. And you got 2. You've also got the Death card major. You got the Hangman major. You got the Star major. And then you cannot continue with this anxiety. See, this right here tells you no more anxiety because it's already done. You're already dead on the floor with this. It's finished. See? It's already done. Done. So there's no need to feel the regrets. You've done everything you could. You've offered. You've tried. You know, and at some point, you got to walk on. You got to do your own thing. And that doesn't mean you have to, you know, like I feel like the overall message here that's coming through on my light side is that all endings have another beginning. And it takes patience, time, and faith to get there. And I think I mixed those up, didn't I? There, that goes here and that goes there. On the bottom of the deck, you have the 4 of Swords, okay? This could not be a better card here because this is all about lay it down, rest, meditate, think on it, pray on it. You know, this individual has just been through some pretty rough waters. It's not been an easy state of existence. And when you're going through, and this is the thing, whenever you get to a higher consciousness evolution, and you would not be here listening to me if you were not, because I do not attract those that are not. You must take time for self-care. It's not selfish, it's mandatory. Why? Because it was fated. It was fated. You got the Wheel of Fortune. That's the fate card. Destined. Destiny has already come in. The wheel has already spun and turned for you. Okay? It's already turned. So now rest. Rest, my loves. It's okay. You can rest. But just know you may have to pick up those swords and keep on moving. Most likely you will, because what's the alternative? Well, we get to go home to our home planets, or we get to go back to our afterlife, or wherever that is, right? So, for the collective, I'm going to pull one and take this off. Oh, look what wanted to pop. The World at the very end. Oh my goodness. Look, look, look. This is Major Life Event, Major Arcana, the World card, and the World is endings in victory. So congratulations, you've done it. See this? This is the collective getting victory. Okay? This is victory. It involves sustenance because it has all the fixed signs: Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, and Leo. Fixed signs sustain that energy. They don't shift as easily, but they do sustain it. And it fell out right in the center there. So I'm taking it because that's extremely powerful card for this collective. Extremely powerful card for this collective. But I am going to go ahead and add, this is the bottom card. All right. Leroy, what do you want to say? What the? Well, if them people just quit all the damn fighting down there, you know, we up here, we just get tired of watching it. It's like a hillbilly Lyran being in my studio. I'm not even kidding you. This is fucking crazy. This is hilarious. All right, so you get 2. You are a healer. You are he's a real funny jokester guy. Oh my gosh. You are, okay, so healer found, regeneration, health, empowerment, and vitality. So this is Virgo. Okay, we got Venus moving into Virgo. So practical matters matter. Multitasking through the details matter. Okay, vitality, being of service, matters. Servicing the self matters. We also have the Stargate initiation, portals, power spot, and get outdoors. Portals, power spot, get outdoors. Okay. Well, we're in the Sirius Stargate, the LG portal. And even though the 8-8 is not something that I would appreciate, okay, he's acting like it's a chant. 8-8, who do we appreciate? Nader, Nader, Nader. What? Nader? Okay, I'm going to keep going. Leroy, the Lyran, is in the studio. And you just can't make it up. He said, see? He goes, there you go, darling. He's very twangy, hillbilly Lyran. The greater plan. Accept everything as it is, because it's going to be anyway. You got to let go of your need to control, because you're not in control anyway. You are divine perfection, and there is nothing more divine than you. The collective is divine. We're all one source light. One source light. Numerology popped over here on the side. Yeah, pay attention to the numbers if you choose. I have, and I've gotten a few really important messages. One here recently that just kind of blew my mind. Finances increase, sacred geometry, spiritual sciences, and OMG Metatron's cube. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Metatron's cube. If you're here, please double tap the screen. I really appreciate it. It's not that hard. Thank you. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right, that was way more than I was going to pull on that. So let's go ahead and get the black astrology deck cards and see if there's any more intel that the Lyrans are wanting to come through. Okay, thank you. All right, so we have solar eclipse and Mercury retrograde. You can't make it up. So yeah, the solar eclipse is coming up in September. Solar eclipse in, I believe it's Pisces and Libra. So, and that's 44. Where's my, oh, here it is. So I'm going to double check because I gotta know for sure because it'll drive me crazy. Yeah, full lunar eclipse is happening literally. We're only 6 weeks out. So we're going to start feeling that, like you start to feel solar eclipse energy about 6 weeks prior. Definitely 4 weeks prior. But we have a full lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 17th of September. And then we have a new moon solar eclipse. Excuse me. I'm sorry. New moon solar eclipse in Libra, which, by the way, Libra, that is the last Libra eclipse you're going to have for 9 years. I know eclipses are really tough. That happens for 18 months, sometimes almost 2 years. And that one's going to be of major legal importance. And Mars is starting to slow down in that month because Mars is going to go retrograde. And when Mars goes retrograde, that really shakes up the collective. So I think this is all saying, we are under a complete reinvention, revolution, metamorphosis for the collective. On the bottom, it says grand trine blessings. Don't worry. Please don't worry. Okay. Blessings and harmony and abundance is going to come through. But if you're in a state of anxiety and you're in a state of worry, that's what you're manifesting. That's what you're bringing forth. This is not an easy period, but damn it, you chose to come here, and there's Libra, balance, justice, law, relationship, me and you, let's go. How are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Coming at an open heart, but understanding that, we have to be practical. We have to be balanced. We have to understand that there is love and joy and justice, and we're not the only one here. In the zodiac, when you get to Libra, that is when you understand that you're not the only one. Aries is, I am that I am. And Libra is, I balance the dualities. Oh my gosh, there's another person here now that I have to contend with. And that's fun, but it's also challenging. But you have to come forward and be truthful, be honest. Don't sweep shit under the rug that drives people mad. Well, at least drives people like us mad, And finally, the last card of the evening, which we will read from the book. Okay, hold on. They're wanting me to re-clear this little deck over here, and I'm going to do it with the candle flames. Inoshite mokana heke. Inuchijirka arera shinu makadechichi. Inoshitaka aanu una shite enukaba aani. Inokarita ichididomaka. Ishiti munai hikete. Una la shete munakana hana he. Una la chete mukana shite mu. Una la shete me. Una shete me nai. Ramba shete me. Ramba shete ma. Yendukai. Yendukai. Inu ai. Inu chichiki manai. Ishite makai. Shine like a mofo, shine. Shine, 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 shine. Come on now. Out of all those cards, you got the sun. Shine, my loves. It's the best card in the deck. Do you see how she is blasting her light? In the center. Blast your light. Someone giving you shit? Blast your light. Somebody's giving you grief? Blast your light. Before you go into an appointment, blast your light. Before you get in your car and drive down the road, blast your light. And continually blast your light. I'm not going to read it because I don't need to. Because I already know what it says. You are the light. We are the light. The collective is the light. All right? Gonna say goodbye here on TikTok. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're here every single Tuesday. Come over to YouTube. I do elemental reads on there. There's a lot of more content over on the YouTube. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect you. Thanks, guys. Okay. Whew. Okay. That was a lot. That was a lot of energy. But I'm going to show you this one last time. Okay? Really look. She's floating. Okay? She's releasing all the divine love all of her childhood dreams. That's another thing about Leo, is it's childhood dreams. You know, what did you want to be when you were a kid? See if you can integrate that, what you wanted to be as a kid, into now in some way. Really, just try it. The smallest of shifts, the smallest of changes, the smallest of, it's such a fine and subtle dance. And that's the other thing, Leo dance. You know, it's so fine that if you just barely, like the littlest shift in the right direction can make the biggest difference. And don't pound your manifestation work into your head and be constantly thinking of it all of the time. Do it, let it go. Move on to something else. That's how we manifest. You don't just like, oh, I really want this to happen. Oh, I need this to do. Oh, no. Because you're sending out a signal of lack. And I know most of you know this, but for some reason they wanted me to bring this in at the end. Okay? I love it. Ron says, E.T., turn on your heart light. I love that, Ron. Thank you for that. Yes. Oh, hey, there's Erin Sanchez. She's dancing. She's grooving. Thanks for being here, lady. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry, Olympia. I'm so sorry. Definitely sending you all extra love. I know what that is about, going through trials with your children. It's not easy. So sending you a lot of extra love. I'm going to get out of here, guys. I can feel them closing off my throat chakra, so it's over at this point. Love you so very much. Thank you all for being here. And we will be back. Okay, so you'll want to come back to the YouTube. Make sure that you're commenting on the replay videos so that you get in for the $200 value massive Leo season giveaway with Sandra McEllis, okay? Like and subscribe before you leave. Like this video. Share it out. Please help me. And watch the video. I need a certain amount of watch time hours, and I'd really appreciate not having to start over at the beginning of the year. I'm almost there. So I love you guys. I'm so glad that you could be here too. You're so very welcome. Manifest, dream it, believe it, live it. Erin said it right there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, the links are in the description right there on my YouTube. So just pop on over. You're so very welcome. Thank you for being here, guys. Remember, a lot of mental energy. Don't psych yourself out. Rest. Remember that last card of the tarot was, it's already ended. It's already over. Don't let yourself, be all anxious. Now it's about the time for give and take. And where is that other card? Where is it? I know it's here. There it is. And rest. Okay? Rest. Meditate. Go within. Think. Look into the future. What do you want? What role are you playing? What role are you playing for your future? Envision it. Okay? Love you so much. Walk in the light and spread the sparkle. I will see you definitely next Tuesday, but I have more videos coming for the elementals, so just hang out. Keep your eye, turn on the bell and select all, and you'll get all notifications. Okay? Love you.